Jordan Love blew it, and Packers fans are in a tiz. If you go on Twitter, everybody wants to fire Matt LaFleur. It's all his fault. He ran the ball too much in the second half. He took the ball out of Jordan Love's hands. How did this happen? Well, in reality, it happened for two reasons. The Packers lost. First of all, let's call it what it is. They lost because their kicker missed 3 straight kicks, taking 7 points off the board, and none of them were difficult kicks. One was an extra point. You just missed them. Not good. If he has those extra 7 points on the board, the Bears just simply don't have enough time to complete a comeback. As electric as Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are in crunch time, there wouldn't be a chance. That being said, all this could have been avoided if Jordan Love just played decent ball in the third quarter or even the early fourth quarter. On the final drive, he was good, and the Packers dropped a ball that might have changed things. But he missed a couple opportunities on that drive as well. The drive before with the missed field goal, he missed an open touchdown twice, and he threw what should have been a pick. The Packers left a lot on the field, and it wasn't because Matt LaFleur got conservative. I went back and charted. The Packers threw the ball 9 times on their 12 plays in the third quarter. Love only hit 3 of them, and one was a screen to an offensive tackle. They threw the ball more in the second half than they did in the first half, and they threw it at a higher rate in the second half than they did in the first half. There is no excuse. Jordan Love choked. He was really, really good in the first half, but it was only a few plays, and he really only had to hit like 2 or 3 scripted explosives to build that grade. When it came down to it and he was asked to play quarterback, he failed. There's a long video, but there was a lot of mistakes, and they're kind of intricate mistakes. It's not like he just missed throws, although he did. He missed a lot of throws. It was also that he was missing identifications. He wasn't seeing open guys. He wasn't making the proper reads. He was panicking under pressure. It was a lot of bad. It was not veteran quarterback stuff, and this is a guy who's almost 30 years old. It's not going to get much better. Frankly, I think if the Packers fire Matt LaFleur, it's going to get a lot worse, but that's way too much talking. Let's just get right to the film. First drop back. It's actually a really nice throw. Jordan Love was awesome in the first half. Do not get it twisted. This is a drop by Christian Watson. You'll see here on the tight copy, that ball's right in there, right? That's in the hands. You know, the cornerback's in phase, but the ball got in there. It's a really solid throw. It's a drop. Whatever the Packers do, game's probably doomed, right? Matt LaFleur gets Jordan Love back on track with an easy little flat. Little play action. Lovely deep corner. I graded this throw as elite. It is on third down, 3rd and short. So to be calling up a deep play like this is impressive. Line of scrimmage is, let's call it the 39. Jordan Love's got all day back there, and that's really the theme of the day. When Jordan Love had all day, he made good plays. When he felt any pressure, he was terrible. So, line of scrimmage 39. Ball on a dime. It could have been like a yard further downfield, but like we're not splitting hairs here. Ball's caught at about the opposite 42. It's about a 25-yard pass. It's really nice. I graded it as elite. I could see grading it as great, but I think that's a little bit short change. Especially because I'm harsh on Jordan Love, so let's be generous. That's an elite throw. It's lovely. It's a deep ball. Nice. Little screen routine, nothing to talk about. And a little play action to the flat. And it just doesn't get easier than that. Jordan Love had 3 touchdown passes in the first half. None of them traveled more than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. And that says everything you need to know. Here, Love does a really good job of getting rid of the ball on a throwaway, because that's what they called this. Austin Booker for the Bears, 94. Stud. He's going to be the Bears' best defensive lineman next year, if he isn't already. They just desperately need a defensive tackle worth a damn. Booker played a really good game, and he was going up against a backup left tackle who he boat raced. Love doesn't really step up and through like he should, right? So, as you can see, the play design has nice flow. You can go to either side. It looks like you're going to get either cover 3 or maybe cover 1 based on how often the Bears play man. I would guess cover 1, which means the proper throw is this slot fade to Dobbs at the bottom of the screen, in which case you should be buying as much time as you can. If you can't for whatever reason and you need to roll to the right, that's fine. You've got a hook curl. You've got a flat release to the tight end. You've got plenty of options to get the ball out. The Bears bring the blitz, and it looks like it's going to be essentially cover one. Jordan Love gets pressure off his left, and rather than stepping up and then through by rolling to his right, he just steps up and then freezes, right? Like, you'd want him right here. Okay, there's backside pressure. I'm going to step up. Perfect. Now keep going. Like, don't just stop. And I think it's because he got locked onto the left side of the screen. He really wanted to throw that fade to Dobbs like we talked about. But the first priority is making sure you don't get sacked, and you've got a nice lane to your right. You don't necessarily have to run through it, but flip that ball out to 86 and let him get 4 yards after the catch. If he breaks one tackle against the safety, he's fucking gone. So do something. Instead, he freezes and he throws the ball away, and it's not the end of the world, right? Like, he could have tried to flatline and just sprint left and then reset the pocket. He could have stepped up and to the right, but here he breaks down and gives 94 a chance to get back in the play. Don't do that. It's a throwaway. It's a positive pocket movement. It could have been better, and it just goes to show that when he was a little bit pressured, Jordan Love really cratered. That being said, next play, he comes back with some more nice stuff. Here he bails out of a clean pocket, but it's not to avoid the rush. It's to get a new throwing angle, right? Because from the middle of the pocket, this would have been a really tough throw with a lot of anticipation. But when you roll out, you buy yourself a little extra time, and you totally change the throwing angle to make it a lot easier. It's a great throw. It's a positive pocket movement. Again, not because he's escaping pressure. Pocket was clean as hell. But because he's changing the throwing angle to make it easier for him to get the large completion. It's really nice. Right? Rather than having to feather it over Jalen Johnson's head, he could just make it a very easy out route. Now, here's another example of Jordan Love just kind of managing the pocket poorly. This is a very clean pocket. I know that he's scared that 99 Gervon Dexter is gonna break through, but he's not yet, and you don't have to run. If you are gonna run, you should be sprinting dead ahead rather than this like looking around shit. Right? Personally, I'd like him to sit here in the pocket and just throw the ball to 11 Reed at the top of the screen on the out. You're going to get 6 to 8 yards, but I mean, honestly, you could get a touchdown. This is a very fast slot receiver against a linebacker who struggles in space and is coming off injury. That's absolutely the play, and I don't really know why that wasn't Love's first read. That's kind of what the play called for, right? You've got a curl by Dubs. Dubs is just going to curl here. You're going to get Reed in the flat, like a high flat almost. And that means that you're going to get Trey Edmonds on Reed in man coverage. That's everything you ever wanted, right? And like it looks like it could be zone, right? Because it is two safeties high. So maybe it's cover two, maybe it's Tampa, maybe it's Palms. Who knows? But we know from scouting the Bears that like they just run a ton of man coverage on defense, and they're not good at it. So exploit it. Right? Like even if this is going to be cover two, that just means you're going to have, you know, a flat defender, a hook defender, and a deep defender, which means you could pretty easily fit the ball in here on your little flat corner to read. It should have been your first read. Failing to hit this is kind of inexcusable. It's just really bad processing. Right, his eyes come down, and you'll see on the tight copy. That's where he's looking. His eyes come down as soon as he sees a little vacation in the middle of the field, and he starts running up. It's not even the pressure that gets to him. He just thinks he can run really easy and doesn't notice Booker. And you'll see, if he doesn't veer to the left, if he just stays straight ahead, he's gonna break through and split those defenders and probably have a nice big run. But he runs to the left because he's not aware of what's going on around him. He runs right into 94, which is, again, Austin Booker, superstar. No matter, you know, nice little routine throw. Basically does the exact same play to the opposite side. Routine, solid read. And then this play. Spin the move! I absolutely love it. Watch Jalen Reed at the bottom of the screen. They really want to get him on Trey Edmonds, and they do. And that throw couldn't be easier, right? Reed is literally jogging backwards, waiting for this ball. This is catch in the backyard with your son. I mean, that's easy. Give him a good throw. It's a deep ball. It's accurate. Nice. Second drive. I guess spoilers. Packers are going to score. They get the ball at their, in basically on the doorstep of the red zone, and Jordan Love has one throw. Again, just a very easy little flat route, a little drag, basically a tunnel, basically a middle screen. And did I say middle screen? I'm fucking up. Yeah, not a middle screen, but like an extended screen, a drag screen. It just takes a little while. And then, yeah, a 1 yard pass. So again, yay, Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns in the first half. They were, none of them were down the field. They were all dinks and dunks. So to end this first half in the second quarter, little screen routine, deep throw, it's open, it's just a little too far. Hey, that's a tough throw. We're not going to shit on the guy. Line of scrimmage is the 47. Ball lands at the goal line. Yeah, hooking the ball 50 yards with accuracy in the cold is not easy. But it is a miss. It's a deep miss. There were open routes. Don't believe me? Defy me. Tell me who's covering Jaden Reed. I know that the play is changing a little bit because Jordan Love's already cocked back, but right here, Jordan Love hasn't begun to throw. There's nobody on Jaden Reed. Jalen Reed? The guy from Michigan State who's fast. He's wide open. The entire middle of the field is his. You can easily hit this. Love gets greedy. If he doesn't, it's a very short field goal at the worst. As you can see from the tight copy, he had the throwing angle. He just has to loft it over the linebacker's head a little bit. Not so difficult. He got greedy. And here's a nice run. Put you in field goal position. You probably could have made a throw to whoever 80 is there on the corner. And then here, this is just a planned throwaway. Right? The Bears line up playing sideline defense and planned throwaway. And then Brandon McManus, who's, I feel like, ancient at this point, misses his first of 3 consecutive kicks. Now, on to the third quarter, because I want to focus on what the play calling is. A lot of Packers fans everywhere, and Quincy Avery, who happens to just be a fan of every quarterback who he works with in the offseason, and the quarterbacks he works with in the offseason never do any wrong. They're all complaining. Matt LaFleur screwed us in the second half. He got conservative. He took the ball out of Jordan Love's hands. Well, all right, the first play of the second half doesn't really depict that at all. Let's see what's going on here. So Jordan Love doesn't notice that you've got a lightning blitz, right? He doesn't know that a corner is coming on the blitz. So Josh Jacobs isn't slid over, right? Play action. So you would want to slide the protection all the way to the left. Just get your left tackle out a little bit quicker into space to handle that lightning blitz because corners are just fast. But even still, right here, get the ball out. Just get the ball out. Just throw the ball to 81 and see if he can break a tackle. It's first down. You're up 18 points. Just throw the ball. For whatever reason, he doesn't like it. And he gets a little bit lucky. He steps up and through that blitz. And that's a plus pocket movement, but he missed the read already. Now, right here, you got a clean pocket again. Slow down. Relax. Relax, because you've got 88 wide open. You got 87 wide open, and they're at the top right, but you're panicking and running away from a clean pocket. I know you had a pressure. You avoided it. It's gone now. Settle down. No. He rolls out away from all of his receivers, and even still, you've got a wide open receiver right at the 35-yard line in the middle of the field. I have no idea who it is. I cannot see his numbers. I believe it's Christian Watson. You got him. Just throw it anywhere in the area. Now, I know it's an insanely hard throw to sprint to your left, flip your hips, do like a 90-degree rotation in the air, and then heave the ball 25 yards down the field. But it doesn't have to be accurate. Just throw a punt. Just throw a punt. All it has to do is get to roughly the 30-yard line, and it's going to be caught. And he can't do it. It's really rough. So again, he doesn't actually even know he's got pressure. He gets a little lucky that he steps up and through here. But again, now everything is blocked up and his pocket is clean. He's got 2 open receivers to the right. So Jordan Love fails to modify his protection to account for the cornerback blitz. He fails to manage the pocket properly. And then even when he's playmaking, he just throws it away instead of recognizing that he's got an uncovered receiver 10 yards from where he threw it away. The same amount of arm talent it takes to throw it away would have completed that pass because Christian Watson was that open. So again, Packers fans are saying, oh, we ran the ball too much. We took it out of Jordan Love's hands. Well, okay. There's your only run of this drive. On second down, not a bad idea. And here, what's Jordan Love doing? He's going to throw the ball, and then he realizes whatever he was going to do is going to get picked. So he doesn't throw it. But when he resets, now he's got exactly what he wanted. He's got Christian Watson on the post, and it's going to be wide open. But I don't know if his hand gets hit or what goes on here. The ball goes nowhere. Oh, no. He pulls it down and tries to throw the check down to Jacobs, which on third down, throwing a 3-yard drag against 3 waiting defenders isn't very smart. But when you make it a bad throw, it's really, really not smart. And when you have you have 2 receivers deep in the post area, it's third down. Heave it down the middle of the field. See if Christian Watson, your 6'4", super fast receiver, can go win a ball. Nope, nothing. Just bad. So you want to say that Matt LaFleur took his foot off the gas? No. If anything, he was too aggressive. If anything, he should have run the ball 3 times and punted. Let's do it again. You know, you get a stop down low. That's the wrong drive. We start over the first down run. This is a 3-and-out. First down run. Nice little routine pass to the flat. Third down. All he needs a couple yards. You should have run. They didn't run. What are they doing? Well, Jordan Love has all the time in the world in the pocket, so why the fuck is he throwing the ball away? Sorry, I got a little discombobulated because I put the wrong drive header on this clip. You got bunch right. So that's clearly where Jordan Love wants to go. We'll go. You got an open fade. You got everything you wanted. Watch the top of the screen. There's Jaden Reed. He's on his fade. He's open. If they're even, they're leaving, and he's more than even at the 45-yard line. Put that ball at like the 25-yard line, maybe the 30-yard line, and watch him score a touchdown. There is nobody who can stop you. Nah, you don't want to. He looks away completely. Now, I don't know why Golden goes out of bounds and makes himself an ineligible target, but I don't know if Jordan Love can know that. Either way, he's throwing the ball away from a clean pocket. Again, he's just not, like, I understand that Jordan Love's athletic and that's super cool, but he's not using that to his advantage. He's not extending plays. So here's how this play should have gone. Let's diagram it from scratch. So here's what we have going on offense, right? We've got at the top of the screen, we got like a bunch firework concept. I call it that because everybody's kind of together and then they explode in opposite directions. You're going to have Jalen Reed from the slot run a fade. That's the target route. You're going to have whoever your tight end is. I guess it's Musgrave. He's going to run a little hook curl to the center of the field. And then Christian Watson's going to run some kind of a stop, zig, mess around, and try to work toward the boundary route at the top. It's a little unclear what exactly was drawn up to be. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to have Matt Golden on a zig, and then your running back's going to block. And if he can't find good work, he's just going to release into the flat as a release valve. The Bears seem to be playing man, right? Everybody's pressed up. You got one safety high. The box is crowded. Based on what they did in the first half, I would imagine that this is going to be a pretty clear case of cover one with a blitz. If that's going to be the case, then you know your fade is the move because you're going to have a slot receiver on either a linebacker or a slot corner running a fade with minimal safety help. I would like to see Musgrave run an over. So, like, kind of like this, just to carry this safety away from the play and kind of create a conflict and like an explosive. But fuck it, you're up 18 points. No need to get that tricky. And as you can see, it's some kind of like a match cover 3. It basically works like man. The fade would have still been the right move. And Jordan Love's got a clean pocket, and he's got the fade. Throw the fade. Please throw the fade. I'm begging you to throw the fade. I'm here once again asking you to throw the fade. He will not throw the fade. I don't know why. I don't know why he feels the need to step up. He's not pressured. Josh Jacobs is looking at him like, hey, dude, what are you doing? Why are you looking down there? And yeah, so at this point, Golden has gone out of bounds. It looks like Jordan Love probably knows that. If Golden touches the ball, he's ineligible. So, okay, you can't throw it to him. It's third down. You're punting if you don't get this. Why throw the ball away? Take a sack. Burn some clock. But you don't even have to take a sack because you're not pressured, so just turn around. Musgrave is streaking towards the sideline open. Josh Jacobs is standing there with a blocker in front of him trying to get to the edge. Like, everything's ahead of you. Just look to your right. And what does Jordan Love do? Throw the ball away for no reason at all. A completely inexcusable throwaway. So now, this is the 5 and out. Screen. Cool design. Get it to your offensive lineman. Truck a dude. Carry a dude. Oh shit, fumble, kick the ball 15 yards, and the Bears muff it out of bounds. Packers are thanking their lucky stars. This is one of the funnier plays that's ever existed. And I can't get over what the hell Gervon Dexter thinks he's doing. He cannot start for this team next year. Anyway, 2nd and 4. Run the ball. Good, now it's first down. Can't get mad about that, right, Bears? Or right, Packers? Now what's going on here? Remember when I was just begging Jordan Love to throw the fade? Well, now he throws the fade, but it's to a guy who fell down. And it's not totally his fault. The guy fell down, right? Based on the speed he was going, right here, he's at the 30. Ball should be at like the 45. Ball's at the 50. It's a little bit overthrown, even if the receiver didn't fall down. But that's not Matt LaFleur's fault, and it's only a little bit Jordan Love's fault. Like, if Golden had stayed on his feet, we would have seen that ball is overthrown and a little uncatchable. But, you know, we'll blame the receiver that time. Here, free rushing Austin Booker, fine. My question is, why is a defensive end free rushing? Because Jordan Love misread the play. He's setting the protection. That's how this works. He sets the protection. He says, ooh, it looks like we're going to have a blitz to the right, so everybody slide to the right. But they don't have a blitz. So now there's just an unblocked end, and you got a running back looking for work because everything is slid the wrong way. So now there's nobody. And Jordan Love thought he was going to be hot. He thought he was going to be getting a blitz. There's really not a blitz. So now instead of having a vacant middle of the field where the blitz would be coming from, he has nowhere to go. So this is a throwaway, except it's an intentional grounding. And also, Jordan Love just eat the sack and kill the clock. So now you're backed way the hell up. It's 3rd and forever, and you just throw a little screen. That's not Matt LaFleur's fault. So now it's the 4th quarter, and maybe Jordan Love can turn himself back on after really, really blowing the 3rd quarter and bringing the Bears back into the game. We're going to start off with not a great throw. Could have been caught. Could have been caught. But that's tough. I mean, Jalen Johnson's got a hand on it before Christian Watson does, and you didn't need it to be that contested. You could have put that ball a little bit lower into your receiver's stomach, make it a possession catch. Could have been easier. It's a bad ball. It's a bad decision, really. But all right, second down. What are we doing? So I get it. The Bears run a little stunt here. Like, they bring their defensive end all the way from the right side to loop onto the left side. You see that? Watch 94. 94 is going to be the defensive tackle. He's their defensive end. He's lined up a defensive tackle. And he's going to loop all the way from the right side outside the left end. And that's going to make the left or the right tackle pull out to get the looper. And that's going to free up Montez Sweat. Now nobody's on him whatsoever. And Jordan Love's just got to throw the ball away. Again, it is third down. I am begging you, just take the sack. Run the clock. Again, what a great design. Way to get Austin Booker in space. Great job freeing up Sweat, but know the situation. Now it's 21-16. Now it's nut cutting time. You can't just fuck around. All right, routine throw. Nice. Get into some rhythm. We're going empty. Fuck the running game. Good throw. Solid. This is looking like first quarter Jordan Love. Why? Because he's decisive, because the passing plays are very simple to decipher, and he's not being pressured. Right? Again, not being pressured, but this time, pickable ball. This should absolutely be picked. They showed it on the replay on the broadcast angle. I wish I could show you here, but I would absolutely get copyright stricken. This is a really bad ball, and if it's not for some serious OPI by the receiver, you see he's grabbing him. He's turning him. He's got his hand full of jersey. If Nahshon Wright's allowed by the receiver to get his left arm up, that's a pretty easy interception, right? It's offensive pass interference is the only reason that this is not Bears ball at the 7. But he gets bailed out, and there's a nice routine throw, and there's a nice routine throw, and oh, shoot. 4th touchdown of the game, and the receiver did all the work for the 4th time. 4 touchdowns, maybe a total of 5 air yards on them all. Now this should have been the game-sealing drive, but Brandon McManus missed a kick on the extra point for that touchdown. So that's 2 missed kicks in a row. That's 4 points off the board. That's not good. Especially when the Packers are up 5 now. Could have been 9. Could have been much more difficult to surmount. No matter, that's a that's a great ball. Line of scrimmage being the 32, catch point being the 55. Quick little math, that's 23 yards. It's a great throw in my book. It's not elite because it took a pretty special catch by Dubs as well, but it is a great throw. It is a deep throw. It is an accurate throw. He is now 2 of 3 deep. Hey, that's what you'll want, right? Well, it gets a ton worse before this game's over, but we'll keep going. Oh, sorry, 2 of 4 with a pickable. There's a really solid throw to the sideline, too. I show the tight copy not to show the difficulty of the throw, but just the footwork. Nice. Way to get your feet in. That's lovely. Solid throw. And the Packers are marching. This is a little upsetting. Now, I see what you're doing here. You got Dubs on a little out route, and you got Musgrave on the streak. And the idea is that one of them is going to pull this defender away, right? Whoever this defender chooses to cover, you should probably throw to the other guy. Unless, because that circled defender is Trey Edmonds, a linebacker, and he's outside on a tight end, it tells Jordan Love that this is almost certainly going to be man coverage. And if it's going to be man coverage, you've got a very athletic, very fast tight end named Luke Musgrave against a linebacker on a streak. Throw him that ball at the back of the end zone, let him use his size and his speed to go get it because Trey Edmonds is not that guy. Little side note for those of you who are draft nicks, long ago, Trey Edmonds was drafted specifically because he was 6'4", really fast, and while bad at football, he was only 20 years old, and maybe he could get good at football and be great in space and great at covering tight ends outside. No. Now he's in his 30s, so he's no longer 20, can't use that excuse, and he's not nearly as fast as he once was, and he still can't cover. So Jordan Love basically just says, oh, sick, I got my tight end on a streak against a linebacker. Fuck it, chuck it, football. And it's actually right. If they're even, they're leaving, and they're even at the 10-yard line. So put that ball in the middle to the back of the end zone high and let your receiver go get it. Meanwhile, Dubs is uncovered, and you could easily be facing like 2nd and 3 if you throw him the ball, but I get it. Or 3rd and 3, I guess. I get it. The ball's underthrown by 2 to 5 yards. Remember I said middle to back? Yeah, so like that line in the middle of the NFL shield where it turns from white to blue, anything from the blue half of the shield back, touchdown. Jordan Love just hangs it up there. It's a little bit too low, it's got a little bit too much arc, and it's a little bit underthrown. If he throws this ball 5 yards further, easy tud. Instead, easy breakup. And the reason that it's so underthrown is, see, like if this was any other quarterback, I'd say this is why it was underthrown, but it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love likes to fade away on every throw, regardless of if there's any pressure around him, and this play's no different. No pressure, fading away anyway. He thinks he's Kobe. And like Kobe, he misses a lot of shots. You just don't notice because he takes a lot of them. If this ball's 5 yards deeper in the end zone, man, Musgrave doesn't have to stand and wait. Touchdown. Packers win. Bears never have their dramatic comeback. Caleb Williams is being torn to shreds online right now by Bears fans. But alas. That play I just showed didn't count. There was a penalty and or a timeout. Whatever, doesn't matter. Bleh. Here, Jordan Love with a double clutch and then a terrible throw. Real shame, too, because so he's going to throw the bottom of the screen. He really wants Dubs on this streak. I get it. You got him one-on-one, right? You got one of your best receivers one-on-one. You should probably take the shot. But that same logic applies at the top of the screen. You got probably your best receiver one-on-one. Certainly your best deep ball receiver. 6'4" Christian Watson runs like a 4.3. Yeah, he's absolutely cooking Nahshon Wright, like frying him. He's soaked in oil. He's in the pan, high heat, cast iron skillet. No? Okay. Well, fuck. Terrible decision. Again, pretty clean pocket. No real pressure, no need to step up, no reason to double clutch. And he not only picked the wrong guy, but he gave him no chance. Ball's out of bounds. It's a deep throw, it's a bad throw, it's a terrible decision. It's Jordan Love, baby. And you can't blame Matt LaFleur. This is aggressive. He got one of the best receivers on the team open in the end zone to win the game, and Jordan Love didn't even look that way. Frankly, if he gives Dubs a better throw, maybe he mosses Jalen Johnson. Who knows? Probably not, but he could. We'll never know. And then Brandon McManus misses his 3rd straight kick. That is 7 points taken off the board by a 40-year-old kicker who was terrible all year that the Packers refused to replace. So now they're fucked. Now they're down 4, end of game, 1 timeout, a minute and a half to go. Can Jordan Love pull a rabbit out of his hat? Spoiler, you know he can't. So, again, just weird decisions in the pocket. There's a clean pocket. A very clean pocket. You got Jalen Reed wide open in the middle of the field for a first down. I know you've only got a minute and a half, but like if he catches this ball and gets a first down, you're at your own 40-yard line with a minute left on the clock before you even have to call another play. I mean, fuck, you can even use your timeout. You also have Christian Watson. Again, open deep. Your pocket's clean. I don't know why Jordan Love insisted on like standing exactly where he is and not sliding a little bit or backing up at all. Your pocket's clean and Christian Watson's open deep. Fucking that could be the game. If Jordan Love takes 2 steps backwards, collects himself, and throws the ball accurately to Christian Watson on this streak, it's probably a touchdown. But alas, you see Christian Watson's like, dude, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? Again, Christian Watson, bottom of the screen. Love never even makes it there because he's reading the play wrong. Like, why are you looking to your left? You know that Dubs is running a very long zig out, right? Like, he's got to do this step and this fake little slant, and then he's going to bend out. And even, So if you're looking there, you knew that was the play. So why are you looking there? You should be looking at Reed, right? He's the first player to come open on this play. Unless, of course, this was always just a screen to the right, which it could be. You got a tight end blocking, you got a running back in the flat. It could be a design screen. But if that's the case, make an earlier throw, make a better throw. Also, you have to be aware. I know it's a screen, but you've got good protection, and your best receiver is open deep. That they're not just having Christian Watson do that for cardio. Yes, he's pulling one defender away from the play, but he's also a viable target. Hit him. It's not the end of the world, but it's a missed opportunity. Here's another one. He predetermined this route. He threw it a little early. It's not the worst thing. If he waits a little bit, he probably gets a cleaner throw, although it's harder. You got to drive it in there better. Let's see the tight copy for the placement. Yeah, I mean, he's covered. It's a bad ball. His receiver just let him down here. This should have been caught every day of the week. Easy little slant. Not even a reason to really move through the progression. Like, oh yeah, whoever 81 is open on the dagger, but the play it was a slant the whole way. Should have been caught. Placement could have been better. Doesn't matter. Here, that's excellent. Far hash, 10 yards downfield, 25 yards from the launch point. Really nice throw. And a little routine one. Now we're moving. Now we're chugging down the field. That's nice. All right, so this is tough. This is a great throw. This is a great throw. This is exactly what the Packers needed. Finally, you get Jaden Reed. I don't know which one it is, and I'm not going to look it up. I'm just not. He cooks Kyler Gordon on this deep over, and Jordan Love puts it on his hands. Now, if he puts it like another foot or two towards the sideline, it's a much easier catch. And if he makes that catch, he can jog out of bounds. Whereas if he makes this catch, he's going to get tackled inbounds. You're going to have to burn your timeout. It's a little bit of a debacle. But the pass was still very catchable. And we'll see that on the tight copy. Hits him in both hands. It should have been caught. Was it placed perfectly? No, I'd like to see it a little bit further out ahead of the receiver so he could see his hands and look the ball into his hands. But it has to be caught. Has to. Right? And then that's a huge difference. Right? Because here the Packers waste like 10 seconds getting that play off, and then they get the same amount of yards, but it takes twice as long. It's like 15 or 20 seconds off the clock. So that's a solid throw. Do not get it twisted. The first one was excellent. Then a routine one to move the change. Here's a solid throw. The Packers are working their way down the field. Right? Good slide, nice delivery. This is the Jordan Love that Packers fans choose to remember. Now, this is frustrating. I know you got a free rusher in your face. It's unfortunate because your right guard just gets absolutely bullied. Flip that ball out to Dubs. Nobody's on him. He's going to get to the sideline. He's going to get out of bounds. He's going to get you maybe a first down. There's nobody in the area. Instead, he tries a weird anticipatory throw into traffic, very dangerous, could have been picked off. Right? Like, I get it. You're under pressure. But if you're under pressure, be smart. Here, flip that ball out to Dubs. He's one of your best receivers. He's wide open, uncovered. He's getting to the sideline. You'll stop the clock. You want to see how catchable this was? Yeah, it's rough. Like, Watson could have had it. Would have been a gnarly catch. He would have gotten tackled at the 2, but that's what you have timeouts for. Yeah, it's rough. And here, I don't know what Jordan Love's doing. This is emblematic of Jordan Love. I have no idea what he's doing. Okay, you step up. I guess I get it. But right here, stop. You're not running for a first down. It's 2nd and 12. You have no time left on the clock. You don't have time for this shit. You need to throw the ball at the sideline or in the end zone, and that's it. So why are you bending out? You got two options here, in my opinion. Right here, you stop your feet, you set, and you make a throw to the end zone. Or, if not, you just chuck the ball away. He starts rolling out to his right. I don't know why. You're rolling directly into the pressure. So the fact that he gets hit here is directly and only his fault. He's very lucky this wasn't a fumble. If it's a fumble, it might have ended the game. And he's honestly he gave away an opportunity to throw the ball at the end zone, and he wasted a bunch of time doing it. Now he fumbles. This play is just, it summarizes Jordan Love's second half. Look, it's not the greatest play, right? It's a 4 verts against a super prevent coverage. He fumbles the fucking snap. No excuse. Now he's got absolutely no pressure, and he's running around, and I get it. You're trying to create chaos. If you create chaos, weird shit happens, and you need weird shit to happen so you can gain 25 yards on this play and score a touchdown. But why are you running? There's nobody coming. There's nobody coming. Do something. If you're not ready to do something, you've got all the time in the world. You don't have to do something. So here he steps up, and then, he's flat-footed. And I get it. It's hard to make this throw if you're flat-footed, but, you don't have to be flat-footed. So right here, you get a little bit of pressure start to come, and he steps up, but now he's clean. Now you can roll out. Now you can buy yourself more time. Now you can reset the pocket. Instead, he makes this, jump pass, and it's so wildly underthrown and inaccurate. I don't know who it was to. I don't know what he was thinking. It's just really dumb. And, it's a Hail Mary play. Let's not kill the kid, but dumb. From the tight copy, you can see. The pocket, there was no rush. He did not have to throw this ball when he did. He could have taken all his time. Could have totally chilled out, could have reset his feet, could have rolled either direction. Instead, he jumps and lobs the ball at a defender. What are you thinking? After a first half in which Jordan Love was excellent, getting an A+ grade, he was incredibad in the second half. I don't really know what incredibad means, but I had to find a word that was worse than just bad. In the first half, Jordan Love hit an elite throw on that corner. He had a great throw, 3 solid throws, and he only missed 2 passes. He had 2 throwaways, but I thought that they were both fairly warranted, and he had a nice run to set up the field goal attempt right before half that they did obviously miss. He navigated the pocket well, and most importantly, he was accurate on 85.7% of his aimed attempts. That's really good. If Jordan Love had played like that all game, the Packers win 50-15, but he didn't. Conversely, Caleb Williams had an F performance in the first half, just terrible, and he turned it on a lot late in the game, especially the late fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. All that being said, Jordan Love really fell apart in the second half, going 1 for 7 on deep balls, with 2 interceptable throws on those deep balls. He had no elite throws. He had 3 great ones. He had 4 solid ones, but he missed 12 throws. That means he was accurate on only 57% of his aimed passes in the second half. That does not include the 2 throwaways. He also fumbled. Granted, it was on the last play, and he recovered his own fumble, but a fumble's a fumble. You can't fumble. If he doesn't fumble, he might have a better sense of rhythm throughout that play, and he might be able to make a cogent throw rather than floating it directly at Kyler Gordon, who notably plays for the Bears, not the Packers. Late in the fourth quarter, Jordan Love turned it on a little bit, but it was all too late. Granted, it wouldn't have been if McManus could just make an extra point in a short field goal, but I digress. Late in the fourth quarter, so that's 5 minutes left or less, that's after the Bears really tightened up the game, Love was better. Accurate on 68.8% of passes, that's good. No throwaways, no bad sacks, manipulated the pocket a little bit, just 3 times on 16 snaps, but he still lacked the deep ball, going only 1 for 4 in those last 5 minutes of the game on deep attempts. For the full game, that leaves us with a D grade for Jordan Love on 44 pass attempts. He had that elite throw, and that was awesome, but it was early in the game and he didn't replicate it. He was 2 for 8 on deep balls. Not good. And when deep balls are supposed to be your thing, the thing that you lean on, and you're 2 for 8, yikes. Caleb Williams is bad at throwing the deep ball, and he was 3 for 7. It's not good, but it's a lot better. 2 interceptable balls, a fumble. Ironically, the fumble and one of the interceptable balls came on the exact same play. And while I don't love grading the final play of the game as interceptable, he threw it directly at a defender. He didn't even give one of his receivers a chance, and that lost them the game. And he had plenty of time in the pocket. So it's an inexcusable mistake, which I feel necessitates punishment with an interceptable pass grade. Jordan Love ends his season this way, with a D grade, despite starting off with an A+, accurate on only 66.7% of his passes, despite starting at 85.7. That's kind of the story of Jordan Love's season. I graded all 16 games he played in. He was a C quarterback. He was not good. He was terrible, but he was not good. And this was his best season to date, right? He had a nice little stretch there from week 11 to week 14, where we put together some decent performances. An A- against the Giants, a mediocre game against the Vikings that was a blowout before he could really make too much of an impact on the game. Week 13 against the Lions, Love was pretty good. Week 14, the first Bears game, Love was pretty solid. But since then, it's been bad. Before that, it was mostly bad. Jordan Love is typically a pretty bad quarterback, despite the fact that the Packers throw as many, cheap plays, as many of those easy completions as anyone. He's still about league average in accuracy. He puts the ball in harm's way about as much as anyone. He's just not a good quarterback. He's exciting. He's got greatness in him. But for a guy who's supposed to be like making his hay on the deep ball, he was 19 of 54 on aimed deep passes, 35%. That puts him towards the bottom of the league. Other players are going to keep playing this season, so this is far from complete, but he was the 24th most accurate starting quarterback on deep balls this year, pending the games that have not yet been played by quarterbacks who evidently played better than him to be playing still. That's all I got for you guys. That was a heartbreaker. If you're a Packers fan, make sure that you direct your anger in the proper direction, right? You hate your kicker, you don't like your quarterback, but your coach is all you got. And if you get rid of him, everything else gets a lot worse. So hold on loosely, but don't let go. With that, I got so much more film to grind. Happy playoffs, boys. Asta.